I missed a day. Again. I kind of knew that it was going to be a difficult one to make, so I stalled. And then by the time I was ready to make the video, the kids were waking up from nap time, so I had an excuse not to make the video. um, and I know I didn't have to make it this hard for myself, but I wanted to be real with you guys. The words for today are Jekyll and Hyde. I have never actually read Jekyll and Hyde. I've read synopsis of it. I know what it is. I know what happens, but I've never actually read Jekyll and Hyde. I want to show you a picture. Here we are, nice happy family. We've been home from the hospital with Adam for a few days, maybe a week, about a week at this point. And it's a bit of an awkward photo. Adam's making a weird face. Noe's kind of looking weird, but here we are. We're just, trying to figure out how to take pictures of a family of 4. The picture was taken in a hurry because we were about to eat lunch and we were trying to keep Naomi happy. So my father-in-law snapped a quick picture. And this was the picture that we gave in thank you cards. I have a hard time with this picture because I know the background of this picture. I know what's happening in my head. And what's happening in my head during this point in time was absolute chaos. It was fear. My anxiety makes a sound. And there are times when my anxiety just sounds like high-pitched squealing. And at this point in this day, my anxiety sounded like high-pitched screaming to the point where I could hear nothing else. I made a video when I did Veda 2 years ago about my postpartum anxiety and touched on it there and talked about it and was real about it there. But I referenced this day in that video, and I talk about how I actually blacked out this day. I was holding Adam as a 1 week old, and actually was holding him, and then the next thing I remember, I was in the washroom and I was crying, and I don't remember going from A to B, and I had no idea where my baby had gone. That sounds very scary, but it turns out I had just kind of thrust him at somebody and left the room. I don't remember doing that, and it was just one little thing set me off. But I just know that day I was not there. The reason I bring this up for Jekyll and Hyde Day, I really think I've talked about this before, in the sense that you don't know people's stories. You don't know what's happening behind their face. You don't know what's going on there. People don't wear their stories on their sleeves. Moms a lot of the time deal with postpartum anxiety and depression a lot more than it's talked about. It's being talked about more now. And I feel like a lot of the times I'm still a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde. Not Hyde to the point of murderous rampages, but but Jekyll was he was a respectable doctor and high standing and this kind of thing, and you show this Instagram filtered version of your life sometimes where it's like, yeah, no, my children, I love my children, I love my life, and keeping the house is so much fun and doing your things and I can stay on top of it. But meanwhile, behind this mask, this Instagram filtered puppy dog mask, there's Hyde, who's just this rage monster of frustration and anger and fear and anxiety and emotions screaming. All this to basically say, you don't know people's stories. Don't judge people on their Instagram feed lives, on what's on Instagram, literally and figuratively, on what they're showing, what they're putting out there. treat people with grace, because you don't know what's going on in their lives, and treat people with kindness. I've been teaching my kids this, to go toward every relationship, every interaction with kindness, because you literally have no idea what is going on behind their Jekyll mask. And that's my video for Jekyll and Hyde today. If you know a young mom, a new mom again, go out of your way to show her some kindness. Go out of your way to show grace. Go out of your way to offer to lend a hand if you can. It can be so necessary for them to get through the next day. It can be such a hard time, and I just want to encourage you, if you are a new mom or a person dealing with stresses that are making you feel like Jekyll and Hyde, that you're showing one face, but inside it's just this roiling sea of anger and frustration and fear and anxiety and so much emotion. Know that everybody is a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, and continue again to show kindness to those around you, and let people show kindness to you, because sometimes we don't want to accept people's help. Sometimes we really need to. I'm saying too much. Trying to get my point across. I tend to do that. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'm really going to try and make a video again tomorrow. See you guys hopefully tomorrow, or you'll see me. I probably won't see you, but you will see me.